I want their leader brought here. I want him brought to me. I want the revolution crushed.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome to the Mamluks. My name is Sim. Along with me is my trusty co-host,
Assalamu alaikum wa
Hammer.
rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
and the one and only return of the Mort.
Look at that smile.
Assalamu alaikum.
Look at that smile.
Welcome to the show, everyone. Thank you for waiting for us patiently over the past few weeks or so. We were having some construction done in the studio. We built a wonderful washroom for His Holiness Sheikh Hammer. Welcome. He took his inaugural bathroom visit. We didn't want to open up the bathroom without his blessing, so mashallah, he did go in and use it, and we are very grateful.
I don't know how I feel about this.
It was magical. You know how in certain
I don't know how I
cultures,
feel about this.
tribe members will wait outside the bride's tent for verification of blood on the sheet, right? So we had a very similar ritual here.
Wow, I
waiting
thought
for,
you went there. I thought you were talking about cows peeing or something.
We were we verified that he actually did the number
I thought
one.
you were talking about cows peeing.
Yeah, he did the number
I didn't know
one.
you were going to go
So
there.
a lot of the listeners don't know what we're talking about. Sheikh Hammer, it sucks to explain a joke, but for longtime listeners would know that whenever Sheikh Hammer visits someone, he goes anywhere, the first thing he does is ask for the washroom. It's just his
What a
thing.
punk, dude.
He's just
Cara que bata.
no. He asks for the washroom. It doesn't mean that you actually,
Yeah,
you know,
just like
you
to freshen up. That's
just
what it
need
is.
to know where it is.
I need to know where it is. Mark my territory.
Yeah.
Listen, he's just marking his
Sometimes
territory.
we'll go to a house and I'll be with Sim. He's like, he's like, he's got to mark his territory, man. It's a joke that's been going on for the past 5 to 6 years now.
For
Maybe
your
more.
whole life, mostly.
Yeah, it's a psychological thing, I guess. You know.
Yeah. So, Sheikh, what do you feel about the new washroom? Is it up to your standards?
It's beautiful thing. You know, honestly, it's very nice, very clean, pristine. Mashallah, simple but very tastefully done. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Everything matches.
I want to show it off, but it's like
Don't show
it's
it.
kind of weird to show. You know,
bathroom. Hey,
a
guys, look at our bathroom.
But it's so nice.
It's very
Like
nice.
you want to show it.
It is very nice.
Maybe we'll post it on.
Taste-
So
somewhere.
maybe we can do some pictures on take pics and pictures and put them on what do you
Instagram.
call
The studio
Twitter
bathroom.
or TikTok or whatever. Just
Who
put them
does
on
that
there
studio
at the
bathroom?
people.
Who does that, bro? You guys are so weird.
This thing
There-
working right?
It's working. That's right. I can hear you.
There's a floater.
Okay.
There's a floater. What the? Damn.
So on a side note, dude, I gotta tell you guys,
Please.
since I just did it, I got this cable on Amazon. All right, it's these things. So these guys know. People here don't know, but I have like multiple phones, right? And so, you know, with these phones, some of them have the lightning ports, some have the USB-C,
Yeah.
and then the other end, some cars have the USB, and they have the
Yeah.
USB-C. You always do. So this one is phenomenal. You just go like this, and it's got this one.
Oh snap.
Okay,
Wait,
and then the other side, either the USB-C or
Bring it close to Sheikh Hammer's camera.
oh, here, see this? Okay, let me just do it. This way.
Yeah.
So this is
Wait. Let's see.
Zoom
It's not in
out.
focus. Oh, is it getting?
put your hand up like this.
Let me see if I can manually do it.
It's okay. No.
Oh, you have
Oh,
it.
you got
have
it. Okay.
Hang on.
Here. All right.
No, it's.
Okay. Anyways, well, that's the USB Lightning port, and then this is like the USB-C. So you don't have to worry about like having all these cables missed.
Yeah.
And the best thing is like it's silicone. It doesn't break. You can like twist it all around. You can yank it at the thing here.
Yeah.
I mean, just
Yeah.
lifesaver, game saver, guys. Like I just had to, and I just
It's so cool.
didn't want
Let
to.
me see it.
Yeah, I just realized right now because I had to charge my phone.
You know why this is crazy? So remember last year we were talking about like security devices in the computer world, and one of these hacking
Just pull
devices.
it, yank it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
The hacking device. What was the hacking device that you can use a charger to as an antenna
Oh,
for?
so they made a complete replica of a iPhone charger
Nice.
that can be used as a spying device. So you plug it into someone's computer, and this cable will transmit. It'll charge your phone. So if I want to spy on your phone, I'm say, hey, Sheikh Ahmed, here's my charging cable. You asked for a cable, right? You need to charge your phone. So while you're charging your phone, I can connect to your phone with that cable. They made a Wi-Fi receiver small enough to fit into that cable. So what about it?
I was saying, it's kind of interesting. He was talking about this new charger that he has, and I was thinking about like, wait, what's this guy going to talk about?
Well, speaking of that, I mean, did you
get that from the TikTok shop?
Huh?
Did you get that from the TikTok shop?
No. So the one I did have one like that.
That would be a spying device.
No,
He's a notorious TikTok shopper.
I am. But
he loves buying everything off TikTok.
There's one. So this is the one. There's this guy, and the only reason why I brought it is because this a-hole keeps popping up on my TikTok. Is the Magic John guy.
Magic John.
Right? He's like, oh, you bought this thing game. Anyway, so I'm like, all right. So I brought one, and that's what inspired this cable because it's like this one, but it's not long enough. And like I'm always, I need length on my stuff, right? So this is only like 6 foot, right? But it's a great silicone cable, so it's wonderful. So it's wonderful. It's
doesn't tangle.
Hardcore. So technically, right? I didn't buy this. I bought this one on Amazon, but I was inspired by the TikTok shop. But speaking of spying devices, you know how Apple has been, or India made an agreement to start manufacturing Apple products, right? Did you hear about how the Indian government is mandating that there's a government app that gets automatically installed on these phones?
Yeah, and there was like a big controversy over it.
And you know what's really interesting? So I don't know if this is new, but I mean, some of the listeners know I work in IT. Most of I think my co-hosts also work in IT, but I'm a little bit more into management. And there's this new thing where the Indian government sent out this thing where if you're a woman and you work after hours or late hours, you have to register yourself and complete a form. So all these females or ladies that report to me that work in overseas, at least the Indian team, they have to register and write and fill out this form. And I was like, what the hell? And I started talking to I have an offshore manager. So I'm like, what is this all about? He's like, well, with all these assaults and the safety issues for women in India, they at least they know what this person's schedule like when they left, if they had work to stay at night.
So the attacks on women have increased dramatically to the point where they're having to track
your schedule.
At least that's the cover story,
right? At least so. No, I mean I think it's not even tracking. I think if something happens, they would quickly determine whether she's at work. Like if let's say a family call, someone is missing or something.
What cities are they in?
I'm thinking this is all of India.
Wow. Because I know like a lot of these attacks are happening in Delhi.
Oh, I don't know about Delhi. Actually, let me just pull up my email.
The ones that make the news, at least, they
well, Delhi is like the big capital, right? It's like so anything's gonna,
if we can get a little
newsworthy, right?
If we can get a little conspiracy mooted.
What do you mean conspiracy?
No, I'm just saying if we can just a little bit. You said at least as a cover story, right?
Well, yeah, the government always uses an excuse to expand surveillance, right? So there's always going to be a safety concern, a reason that they have to sell to the public, like, hey,
to push
this is why we're doing it, not because we want to spy on you, but
not because we want data. Who needs data?
Yeah, so it's called the Night Shift Declaration Status Report.
Wow. So
there's a night shift declaration, and apparently on this, it has the list of the manager, which would be me, and the number of and the people, and then basically they have to fill out their information, their address, their schedules they work, and then like the contact information, emergency contact, all of that. And apparently, I think it's because if they were to go missing or something, they could quickly identify, oh, this person's at work, or this is when they would have been at work, or when they leave work, or whatever, right? So just really crazy, just really odd to me that they have to, like, it was mandatory compliance that I had to make sure everyone got this done.
Yeah.
Because apparently now they're tracking this.
That's an interesting conversation to have. You get your paperwork done yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I felt weird. I felt weird, like, hey, can you guys fill out this form just in case, so we don't want you guys to get raped when you're going to work and stuff. You know what I mean? Because that's what it's about.
You gotta say the R word, bro. You
guys say graped.
We can't say. No, we're not on TikTok. You don't get banned for that here, dude.
No, the algorithm.
Oh, really?
Completely demotes you.
I said grape. God damn it.
Yeah.
No, but I mean,
yeah,
but
grapefruits are pretty good too.
Yeah, grapefruits are wonderful. Grape juice is great too.
You guys just changed.
No, we're trying to talk to the people.
You just
who
say I despise grapefruits.
Grape candy.
Yeah.
Not bad. Yeah, anyways, grape Kool-Aid, wonderful.
Yeah.
No, but listen, but anyways, because of all that, right? It's kind of weird. Like, hey, I'm sorry, you might get graped out there, so we have to fill this form. You have to fill this form out. I mean, obviously, when you tell a woman to fill that out, what do you think they're filling it out for? Like the fact that you have to feel so unsafe that they have to track your work at night.
That's insane, man.
I want to ask you guys something. Because of the incredible level of hate towards Indians on many of the social media platforms, no matter where you are, people are making fun of Indians related to a lot of the stuff that's happened because of Israel and India, and a lot of the cooperation that the Indians had with Israel. As a consequence of that, a lot of Indians started being made fun of.
Yeah.
By people who were against the genocide because of all the Indian nationalists that were online and very loud about supporting Israel.
Yeah.
Because they hate Muslims. So the connection was that
marriage made in heaven.
Yeah, because they want to support Israel against their killing of the Palestinian Muslims. They were all in favor of it. At least the Hindutva nationalists from India. As a consequence of that, people just started making memes about them, started making fun of everything about it. It started a little bit earlier before Gaza with the street vendors and stuff, but it took another level after October 7th, right? So do you feel like there's a whole new... I always felt like brown kids in general, not just Indians, but like Arabs, everyone brown, always kind of wanted to pass off, especially if you're lighter skinned. You'd talk about, your ethnicity being something different. You'd always see that among brown kids, right? From every race, from many different countries. I'm not picking on anyone. Sure. But I think there's going to be a new wave of this kind of stuff happening from Indians in general. Whether you're Hindu or Muslim, you're just going to be like, yeah, well, my lineage, or just kind of brush your ancestry to something else other than Indian.
I think it's that's a good observation. I think it depends on the generation. The kids who really don't care about it, like kids who are born and raised here, they don't care. They'll say wherever they're from. They're not really embarrassed about it. I think people who came here afresh, they're going to be a little more,
Well, they can't hide it.
Well, I don't know. I think it's going to be a little different. I think there's going to be the whole woke generation, and they'll be like, as an Indian, I know they're like this, right? I mean, they're probably take that angle, but to be honest, for me, like when I see that, I mean, for me, it's pretty clear that it's just this is really directed toward Hindus, like Indians, right? Yeah. And I know that they're lumping all Indian, but in their mind, Indians are Hindus, right? So, and look, man, they brought it on themselves. Right? I mean, look, let me be honest here, okay? Yes, there's not every single Indian is Hindutva, right? We know that, right? But there is a deafening silence from the left in India, too, about what happens to minorities in India. Just because you're not doing it, but the very fact that you don't say... And not only that, there are Muslims in India that will... be hell-bent on defending India against another Muslim nation, i.e. Pakistan, in the name of nationalism. So if you fall into those categories, like either being Hindutva, right-wing, leftist who's silent, or you're one of those Indian Muslims who basically just, essentially, will do everything for the nationhood of India, then I feel like this applies.
There's actually... So I want to make a correction. There's a lot of leftist Indians, whether you're Hindu or Muslim. There's a lot of YouTubers who are very popular and very left, and they push back on a lot of the stuff. However, they don't make the airwaves. They have huge followings in their section of Indian viewers and stuff. They have large, million plus accounts that they made it, but they just don't make it to the Twitter sphere, and they don't make the news because they're just.
So I agree with you, but I'm not talking about them because on the internet space, that's like a drop in the sea. When I say Indian left, I mean the politicians of the left in India. Yeah. Like there is a deafening silence on what's happening.
Yeah.
And that's I'm not talking about individuals who are influencers and whatever. Yeah. Of course, there's going to be good people who stand out. There's a guy named Ashok something Swain who always calls out. He's a political commentator on Twitter, and he highlights the despicable nature of the Modi administration. There's people like that, but when I say left, I mean the political left in India, because people just want to paint this picture that it's just the Hindutva right that has this attitude, right? But that is true. They're the ones who are perpetuating the violence and beating the drums. However, when you're silent as a political entity as well, you're part of the problem.
You know, one of the things as well is that the Israelis have contracted out a lot of the Indians from those nationalist groups to be part of their Twitter army, to be part of this kind of movement the
Hasbara trolls.
They've literally outsourced their support to Indian nationalists.
And that's why I love when you find these comments of Israelis talking about India and how they never want to visit there. It's horrible. And speaking of that, there's been so much to talk about since I've been gone. But speaking of that, have you seen how the Thais are just pissed and fed up with Israelis coming to Thailand?
Yeah.
Get out! So like there's videos like these Thai people speaking in English, like as a Thai, like get the F out of my country.
You know, that's actually around the world though. A lot of people.
It's not in Spain, it's on Italy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I read this really interesting thing too, by the way, that because of the Israeli issue and the whole genocide in Palestine, the revert boom in England is up 20% because strictly because of the genocide.
Wow.
Yeah. I think I sent it to you guys on somewhere, but anyways, it's 20% up. Something that was reported. And I'm like, crazy, like interesting.
Wait, what country?
In England, in the UK.
Wow.
Yeah, but but speaking of all this too, and the trolls and whatnot, I don't know if you guys have audience has as well too, but in the past like 3 months, the algorithms have completely changed. Like on Twitter, everything is a Muslim hate.
Yeah.
Like hate
it's
Muslims.
It's intentional.
TikTok is the same way. hate Muslims. And it's funny because you can see through it. You can see that they're pushing this content to you. Like I'm seeing Bridget Gabriel all of a sudden again. This irrelevant freaking mutt. Like all of a sudden, like I see you again. You know what I mean?
Here's that conversion one that you were talking about. In the UK, approximately 5,200 people converted to Islam annually. 60 to 75% of them being women. Wow.
I saw another one which just had that 20% increase. But yeah, I mean, there's stuff like that coming out. And you know, actually the one that that I think was posting that was Tommy Robinson was whining about it. Like he was whining that this was happening. And he was like, oh, you know what's funny too? He was on there talking about how...
Oh, here's another one. Sorry.
Go ahead.
This is from the Telegraph. Global wars draw Britons to Islam, report finds. Yeah. Researchers say findings could explain increase in conversions amid Israel's war in Gaza. SubhanAllah, man, that's insane. And
exactly.
That's from December 2nd.
Yes. And so it's interesting though that like Tommy Robinson's not saying we should not go to Harrods. They're like screw Qatar. Qatar funds ISIS, Hamas, hosts all of them. It's anti-British to go to Harrods or anything. And I'm like, dude, have you seen all of your soccer teams? Like they literally have Qatar, Emirates. Like I mean, literally everything that you guys are prideful about in that nation is in part or wholly owned by an Arab government.
Yeah.
And you have a nerve to talk about. And here's the funny part. I think what the funniest thing I'm seeing is that none of this is making sense to the common man, because we're like, you're talking all this junk about Britain first, America first, all this nonsense, but all of you are shills for Israel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of you have no
sees
problem with billions going to Israel, with them humiliating, with them. I mean, I mean, known honeypots that are trapping your politicians.
Even when Tommy Robinson went to Israel, remember how he got embarrassed, bro?
Yeah.
That people had all the clips of him trying to show that book and that guy controlling him and not showing the presentation yet. As if it was supposed to be a
and like
surprise.
the fact that like
you remember that clip?
you have to wear kippas and bend over and kiss walls and they're dogs, like absolute dogs, and you're worried about like America first and this part.
Dogs, that's
and this is why I'm loving specifically in America, and I'm not a fan of him necessarily, but you know, he is a Chicagoan at the end of the day. You know, Nick Fuentes, you know, and like he's been a soldier in like this battle with the right against MAGA. Like it's
he destroyed MAGA.
It's
bro.
AF versus MAGA now, right?
Yeah.
Like America first, truly America first versus MAGA. And it's funny to me that like people like Matt Walsh are not called out. Like he's like, oh, I don't really care. I think it should be America first and about Americans this and you know, yes, I think American exceptionalism. And I'm like, wait a minute. Weren't you just like a month ago saying that nations who can't defend themselves shouldn't be nations anyways? And then you got called out about Israel, and then you gave this stumbling answer about why it's different. Like you literally work for a Zionist organization like Ben Shapiro, who puts Israel's interests, who clearly says that we should die for Israel, and yet you're an America first. Like, it's just nonsense, absolute nonsense. And me personally, I'm loving the breakdown of the right. I know all these MAGA-tards and Trumpansies are just losing their mind. Especially like, you know how when he turned on MGT or no MG MTG, yeah, I'm sorry, yeah. Marjorie.
Marjorie,
I'm sorry, yeah. Anyways, she I mean, a lot of people are pissed. Like they're like, you know, how she went to bat for you. Like she, before MAGA was cool, she was doing it.
Yeah.
Like she was out there, she literally got you votes. She literally went out there and did things like this for you, and you threw her under the bus.
Yeah.
Like it was nothing. Right? Yeah. And it's funny, and speaking of that too, like even Trump has a habit of throwing all these MAGA tards under the bus. Like, for example, this
but it's all for Israel, though.
Yeah, it's for Israel.
All for Israel.
Yeah, yeah. But here's even not for Israel. Like here's that retard in Texas, Valentina Gomez. She's like campaigning for some district, some Colombian import, and then Trump, the day that she registers herself on the ballot, like registers to go on the ballot, Trump puts a big post endorsing her opponent. Like, and now she's turning on them, saying that, oh, all these people who don't want me, their establishment to support Epstein and pedophiles, and that's why they don't want me to be there. Like, it's just hilarious to me that she's just breaking down.
When I first saw her clips that were going viral about Muslims, I thought it was
so
AI.
People don't know who we're talking about. This rep or someone who's trying to run for the House of Representatives in Texas, Valentina Gomez. She's notorious for burning the Quran, saying all kinds of like racist, Islamophobic stuff against Muslims, and she decided to, and she begged for AIPAC for money as well. And AIPAC first. I don't know if AIPAC ended up giving her money or not.
Wait.
But she tried to get their.
Let's
support.
rewind.
Yeah.
When she originally started this America or running for office before October 7th, all the stuff, she made promises that she would never take money from any super PAC. I will never take money from AIPAC. I'll never do that. And then after all this stuff, and she's trying to go for office, she's on her Israel trip, right? Doing all the whole Israel stuff, right? Getting money from AIPAC, right? Or at least trying to, right? Appealing to them, right? But AIPAC knows that she's a losing. I mean, she's never going to be elected. She's stupid. I mean, she's dumb. She's a shock, right? Pretty much what it is, right? But the funny part is she really thought by being this token Colombian immigrant who hates Muslims and pro-America and military and this and that Trump is going to just support her, right? All the MAGA are going to jump on her. But they look at her like a buffoon, right? And you don't... like,
even they're like, you're crazy.
No, but that arena is not built for people like you.
Yeah.
You're not... you don't fit the mold of who they want.
She's not welcome to that club, bro.
Yeah, you're not welcome to the club.
Here's
like if a white woman like MTG gets, kicked out, what makes you think you're going to be accepted?
Here's Ted Cruz going after Tucker Carlson.
Oh, I know.
For being on the payroll of Qatar, because he's speaking at an event in Qatar. This is now a beautiful opportunity for him to clear his name. Tomorrow, Tucker is interviewing the Prime Minister of Qatar a prime minister of Qatar in Doha. Tucker knows how to ask tough questions. Here's a few questions he should ask. And is Al Jazeera a mouthpiece for anti-Americanism, anti-Semitism, and jihadi terrorism? And so he goes on, like, in this stupid long post. How much is Qatar paying to spy on the U.S. government officials? These guys are a joke, so man.
Stupid, he's trying to get back from that whole Genesis verse that Tucker embarrassed him in front of the whole world about loving Israel. And he hasn't recuperated from that. He took that really, really seriously. And so did the world. Nobody took him seriously after that.
So this guy who, Afghan guy who killed 2 people, wasn't it? 2 service members?
You mean the CIA asset?
Yeah. So this guy, we all knew, like, those who were watching the news, we knew something was going to come up to deflect off of Israel. Something. And so they somehow pushed this guy over the edge to commit this terrible act of murder and terrorism or whatever. And it did something, but a lot of people didn't buy it. I don't think it didn't make much waves.
No, it didn't make a splash because a lot of people were like, hey, wait a minute. This guy, it's coming out that he was a CIA asset.
Yeah.
And he was employed since they used him when he was 15 years old.
Yeah.
For 15 years,
Brainwashing.
this guy was an asset in Afghanistan. And here's the worst part. The Trump administration brought him here.
Yeah.
And Trump was saying that they're vetting everybody. So they vetted this guy.
That's the funny part, bro.
And
This
he's
is
here.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's your fault.
Yeah.
That's not Biden. That's not Obama.
Exactly.
That's not the open borders.
Nope.
That's your failure.
No, it lets you know they're all kind of similar in that way. But the other thing is that, do you know the 2 people who he killed, who they were?
I know they were National Guard.
National Guard.
Yeah, but I don't think they were Jewish because they tried to call it anti-Semitic thing.
No, they're not. I don't
they
know
were
if they were
Jewish. One was, I think,
Jewish.
an atheist and one was a Christian.
I mean, it wouldn't really make a difference.
No, because they're trying to say that if it was anti-Semitic and this and that in the first place, they try to spin it as if he killed 2 Jewish people.
Yeah, but I'm thinking
Israeli
killing
people.
American soldiers is the same as being anti-Semite. It's almost the same level of I mean, it's the same atrocity for them. Like, I mean, there's no difference for that, right? But point being is, it's just funny how the narrative was trying to be crafted and then information was leaked and it destroyed the entire narrative.
Yeah.
And they don't want to talk about it anymore because if they do, it's very clear that this guy came under the Trump administration. If they start following the timeline, they're going to realize that Trump is actually not vetting the people that he's supposed to be bringing in, right?
So I want to get your guys.
So what
two
do
cents
you
on this.
no?
Yeah,
So
go ahead.
what does the Trump administration do in this case? They just deflect onto the Somalis.
Yeah.
That was a classic.
So the Somalis have responded in kind, though.
I love
They're
it.
on full force all over Twitter, all over every
So
social
let me
media
just
platform.
give a big shout. By the way, for people who have not been to Minneapolis, Minneapolis is Mogadishu,
Yeah.
and it's in a good way. Like
Yeah.
it's awesome,
Yeah.
right? Okay, it's great. And I will say this: I'm a big fan of the Somali community. I love how they keep their culture, they keep their identity. They're like, many of them are Hufad al-Quran. They're very proud to be Muslim. Their identity of being a Muslim comes first no matter what. It's over their skin color, over their language, ethnicity, whatever. It's always about Muslim first. Then obviously they're proud to be Somali, yes, but they're more proud to be Muslim than Somali. And they're very proud of the fact that Somalia is 100% Muslim, right? Like that's what they all, but one thing for people who don't know Somali culture and don't know Somalis, there's a thing called like Somali Wayne. Like, no matter where you are, even if Somalis are beefing with each other, if someone gets on a Somali, they're all going to unite,
Yeah.
right? Like Somali Nimo, right? So meaning that like we're all going to bond together. But the greatest thing about Somalis is that they know, okay, so I've grown up with a lot of Somalis and I know them, right? But the thing is great about them is that they make each other tough in a different way. So like, let's say you have like a deficiency, right? I'm just giving an example. Let's say you have let's say you're like a midget, right? They'll nickname you like the tall guy, right? Or if you're like blind, one they'll call you the blind man. Like, I mean, they'll focus on your insecurity and they make you deal with it, right?
Yeah.
And they troll each other with it, right? Like they're like in a way.
Yeah.
And so they're great at respond. They don't react like other ethnicities.
That's why the responses were so.
They don't
snappy.
react like other ethnicities. They don't say, "Oh my God, how dare you? How dare you offend us?" No, they're used to using comedy and or I don't want sarcasm
Yeah.
back. And so the greatest response of my Somali brothers has been that they have uncovered the truth that God promised Somalis Minnesota 3,000 years ago. And
So here's what the memes. Never again. The Somali Holocaust. Minnesota is a return. This was.
and it's the greatest thing in the world, and this is the greatest troll, and they understand very clearly that when someone does something stupid, you mock them so much to the point that it makes them stupid.
The promised land of 10,000 lakes.
And it's just great, man. I love it, and I support it 100%, man. I love how they're handling it. I mean, I can't get enough of the retweets. I love it, man. I mean, Somalis are rock stars,
The
man.
white land of the north. Snow everywhere. The skyline, just like on the old drawings. Brothers, behold it. The white land of the north. Snow everywhere.
This is
look,
beautiful.
The skyline, just like on the old drawings. 3 centuries our elders taught. Behold, this is Somalia. 3 centuries past, it was promised to us. On these horses through the snow, we have found our land at last. It belongs to us now.
Wow.
You know what that feels like? I am the captain now.
He like unleashed. Nobody knew about this, and can you play the clip of Donald Trump, because that's what started, I think, all of this. It's been in the works. They've been talking about Somalia in and out, for a while.
Yeah.
But now, since Donald Trump and his cabinet member, I forgot who that lady was, who said that 50% of them are actually illegal. I forgot her name. They mentioned her in that roundtable with him, and that's what I was like, man, where is all this coming from? And I didn't know. Now it makes sense of how they're coming out with all this creative content. And I was like, they just unleashed a whole bunch of amazing content creators about Somalia and Christopher Columbus.
And they're naturally they're gifted at that. Like they can.
I didn't know that.
They can taunt you if they want to, and they're very good at it. Like they will mock you to the point where you just felt stupid opening your mouth.
Wow.
And it's not like in an insultive way where they're cursing at you. That's not what they do. They just mock certain things and mock the idea that you believe in, like that. And
Is this the one you were talking about?
Yeah.
Somalians ripped off that state for billions of dollars. Billions. Every year. Billions of dollars. And they contribute nothing. The welfare is like 88%. They contribute nothing. I don't want them in our country, I'll be honest with you. Okay? Somebody would say, oh, that's not politically correct. I don't care. I don't want them in our country. Their country's no good for a reason. Their country stinks. And we don't want them in our country. I can say that about other countries too. I can say it about other countries too. We don't want them to hell. We have to rebuild our country. Our country's at a tipping point. We could go bad. We're at a tipping point. I don't know if people mind me saying that, but I'm saying it. We could go one way or the other. And we're going to go the wrong way if we keep taking in garbage into our country. Ilan Omar is garbage. She's garbage.
Watch.
Her friends are garbage. Somalia.
No, but so first of all, I'm gonna be very clear. Somalis, not Somalians. Somalis didn't rip off Minnesota. There are plans. There is programs in Minnesota that are available to people. And are there loopholes? Sure there are. And Somalis are not unique in taking a loophole. What they did was entirely legal by the Minnesota system, right? They applied, they got approved through Minnesota, they did all these things, and they took money like any other community does, right? And so it's not illegal. It's what the fight here is that a lot of this grant funding, the state goes back to the federal government and then requests money for their budget. And the federal doesn't want to give the state money for these programs. So the state approves the programs, and Somalis work within that framework. And this is no different than churches receiving tax-free, tax havens, even though they mix politics at the pulpit, right? This is no different than Jews are getting their benefit in schools and charter schools and systems, right? For food assistance programs, or Jewish citizens that do not fight in the U.S. wars or for the U.S. Army, but fight in IDF, but are entitled to veterans benefits, right? This is all, it's not illegal for them to do that. The U.S. government passed laws on that, right? We can, if you want to look at it at a high level, then yeah, of course that's stealing, right? Meaning that we could label that stealing, right? Like people who are not veterans of America shouldn't be receiving veterans benefits, right?
If you can focus a little bit on that, because I remember you were mentioning that last week. So somebody who's an American who fights for the IDF can come back to America and get veteran benefits.
Certain veteran benefits, yes. Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
and what's the veteran community like when they find out?
I mean, when they find out, obviously they're appalled because they're suffering. They have a shortage of hospitals and care. But I don't want to get. I mean, we can talk about that. But what I'm saying is that there are many communities that have done this. And another thing, if we're talking about what do you say, a billion, 1.8 billion, 2 billion, whatever it was that they said over these 25 years, right? How much money have we just pumped into Argentina?
Yeah.
Because of this self-inflicted trade war that you've done that harmed American cattle farmers. So now you have to find beef from Argentina, so you need to prop their economy and give them $20 billion. How much money did we give the Ukraine for what we're finding out now is an entire scam? That there actually have been people around what's the Zelensky's cabinet that have been involved in money laundering, and there's billions of dollars. How many billions have we given Israel for this genocide? These are tens of billions of dollars. I'm not worried about the Somali that might have scammed America. I'm not worried about the low income people or a certain demographic, even white people that might have scammed the U.S. government for a few $1,000s here and there or $100,000. If you really want to make an impact, you'd worry about these foreign nations that have been draining us dry of money for wars that don't involve us, for agendas that are not American, right? Yeah. That's where the real money is being lost.
Yeah.
Not this. This is a deflection, away from what the real issue is, right? The issue is that you are funding foreign wars. You're defending a literal pedophile ring that was orchestrated by a foreign intelligence agency. You are propping up a foreign government, a leader who's laundering your money among his cronies. You're also giving, another Latin American country billions of dollars because your trade war has bankrupted American economies or American farmers, American businessmen. So you're giving billions to them, and that's the real issue. Right? Not that Somalis took $1.8 billion over 25 years.
Yeah.
I don't care about that. I'm indifferent. Actually, I would rather a Somali, a Filipino, a Polish, a Ukrainian American, whatever, take that money and at least it got spent in America.
Yeah.
At least because for me, my tax dollars, right? It doesn't make, if Somalia didn't blow that $1.8 billion, would my tax rate be any different? Absolutely not.
Nope.
Right? It would still go to somebody else. At least that money went to someone in America. And for me, it went to a Muslim. So I'm okay with it.
No, I think people are seeing a lot through this. I mean, I think a lot of people still have to kind of know what's happening, especially myself. But attacks or tensions now rising between America and Venezuela. And people are like, this whole drug war. And people have lost trust when they hear stuff like this. Amidst everything that's happening with Gaza, they're like, okay, yeah, there's definitely something behind this. People are starting off now with skepticism rather than believing something, finding out later. Now they're like, we're not going to be duped anymore. What the heck is happening? This new thing that popped up. What's happening? What's happening here with these drug wars? Why are these people being accused? Why were these boats being blown up? I see, like, even in the next 5 years, the way Americans are going to be dealing with information, they're looking at alternative media and alternative platforms as, we have to get all of our information from these people. Everyone else has failed us. And you have this new generation of these young kids, bro, that are just like everywhere as far as information. Mm-hmm. That brings me to my next point. Like, you guys were just, talking about the topic of Israel. What was that? Yeah,
the
it'll
veterans?
come back to me. No, it was something actually kind of important, but I forgot about it. I'll think about it, inshallah, when something else comes up. But people see through all of these things that are happening. When you have people like Tucker Carlson and the Candace Owens, and when you try to make them into like enemies of the people and like trying to like start fires between them and calling them anti-Semites, your plan of action doesn't seem very like well thought out, because you know what the backlash is going to be. Why do you spend so much time on that? Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Like, people know that when you accuse somebody now of being anti-Semites, everybody knows, like, a majority of Americans, am I wrong, or a majority of Americans that are up to date know that it's false? Like,
well, I think in
what's the
certain
point of it?
circles
Like,
it still carries a weight. Like it's a stigma, right? Like if you call somebody a racist in certain, I mean, it's never a title you want on yourself, right? I mean, and that's the kind of the same association. I think it's becoming more and more desensitized. I think it's not as meaningful anymore, because it's like the boy who cried wolf type of thing, right? Yeah. But it's still certainly in certain circles, like, meaning what I'm saying is that in social circles it may not mean as much, but if you're in your corporate world or professional settings, to be labeled such and such and to have comments, yes, it impacts your money, your finance, right? And that's where they're banking on that. It's still very much offensive in the corporate world, and they can pressure corporations and employers to financially punish people who are dissidents, who differ than them.
Well, there's a big problem of the Trump administration and the government itself trying to deflect the news away from things like Palestine and the Epstein files. Yeah. Those are two big things where they're trying to shift gears as much as possible to even something like the bombing. They're trying to throw Pete Hegseth under the bus and try to shift the news off of other things that are embarrassing.
The double tap?
Yeah, the double tap that they did on these boats. So for those who don't know, Venezuela there was some boat that was carrying allegedly some drugs, at least from what the U.S. government is claiming, and they Hegseth apparently ordered all of them to be killed. So after their first strike on the boat, there was a bunch of survivors who were swimming in sea
and waving at the
and
cameras.
waving hoping for some rescue to happen. And an American strike came again, and it's called a double tap, where you come and strike them again. So this is stuff that we've seen in Israel, or what the Israelis have been doing to the people of Gaza multiple times, where it's such a cowardly, horrible act where people are coming to rescue you, medical personnel, humanitarian aid is coming to rescue you. Yes, well, let's just assume that they were criminals. You're still entitled to your day in court. You know, you're...
And not only that, like the fact that the moment that the threat is neutralized,
right,
you don't need to use the excessive force, right?
Yeah, you can take in prisoners.
The way double tap comes about is this. It's a little bit more than that. This is kind of a type of double tap, but really double tap is like this. They will hit an area, and people think everything is gone, and then people try to come out, try to help one another, and then bring help inside, ambulance, and they hit it again while everyone's least expecting it.
They did it in Yemen as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. In Yemen, they took out the entire government, the Houthi government.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but they were terrorists, so it's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and like, there's just a lot of things. I mean, to be honest, there's a lot of things going on. I mean, even Kash Patel, apparently,
I was going to mention
he's using like government funds to chauffeur around his girlfriend on the girls' night out in like Tennessee or Nashville. Like, everyone's like, what the hell?
Kash Patel.
Like, what a like chaotic government. It's like it's a bunch of buffoons. It's like a day at the office. You know the show Office? It's literally like Dunder Mifflin. Like this is what the White House is.
The Dunder Mifflin White House. Perfect term. No, it's a joke, because these guys, they're suing people who are alleging they're like Twitter personalities. I can't remember the guy's name, but Kash Patel's girlfriend is suing him for defamation because he accused her of
being a honeypot.
Of being a honeypot. She's a honeypot. Like, I don't know how. Like, well, what if you're not, then who is then?
Yeah.
And then it's funny because everybody came to his defense and was like, "I'm calling you a honeypot. Sue me."
Yeah.
Like, sue me. Like, I called you a honeypot.
Yeah.
No, it's a circus, man. I mean, I can't believe this is happening, but it's happening.
Yeah, it's just so many odd things, like just so and they found the apparently that pipe bomber that was around, and
Yeah.
he's not a Muslim guy. He's some like mega right wing guy.
Yeah.
Like I forgot his name, but apparently I'm not sure. I'm just learning about it. I could be wrong, but allegedly he's a right wing. He's a MAGA person, and he's not this leftist lunatic Muslim guy that wants to.
Well, they were first claiming it was a Capitol Police woman. The MAGA people it wasn't that
Yeah.
he was a MAGA guy.
No, but she was no. They were not claiming it was a MAGA guy. They were claiming
that it was a Capitol Hill policewoman who did it.
correct, but the policewoman was supposed to be this liberal leftist who hated Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now it's not. It's actually a conservative guy
Yeah.
who was doing that. It's just so strange, like all these weird things that are happening, and like Candace Owens getting like legitimate death threats on her life now, like just so many things that you just and it's like this. You open Twitter, it's like this bipolar world. Like, oh, it's like oh, Muslims. Jews, Israel, right? And there's like immigrants. Oh, Venezuela, Ukraine. Like it's like everyone's being pulled, and they all hate each other, but they overlap in some areas, but they all hate each other.
That's messed up.
It's so crazy.
It's chaotic.
Like in my mind, it's like they appear to be united, as the Quran says, but they're really divided. Their hearts are divided.
Yeah.
They hate each other. قلوبهم شتى.
Yeah.
They hate each other.
You know, and I still, man, this the whole thing about Miss Rachel, how they're trying to accuse her of being like Hamas propaganda. They're trying so hard, and that's another thing that ended up coming on my feeds a lot, especially on YouTube. All these, Piers Morgan trying to play this game. People see right through it, and that's what I'm saying. Like they're trying to play this game. Everybody knows what the game is, but they're continuing. And the only thing I understand, a bit of their intelligence of maintaining this evil, is because they said this story from the beginning. The same talking points that they had from October 8th are still on that show, on many shows. Same talking points. And they doubled down, tripled down, quadrupled down. That's all they've been talking about. They haven't come up with anything new. It's all the same stuff. And I was thinking to myself just yesterday, I was like, man, they haven't changed their talking points at all. And they're sticking to it, and they continue, and they do it shamelessly, and they do it with so much confidence. The world knows what's happening, but they don't care.
Oh, by the way, we
It
should
doesn't matter.
also highlight there was another thing they tried and it failed too with Dearborn.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, the bikers are coming to Dearborn now. The bikers are going to take over Dearborn. We're going to go there and show them what America's all about, right? And the bikers are like, there's nothing going on here. Like, there's absolutely nothing. These guys
Everyone's minding their own business.
yeah, they're like, there's American, like, there's no azan in the street at 5 o'clock in the morning. What are you talking about? There's no Sharia law here. And apparently, like, that one guy who's running for governor, who said we're going to go down and check. He had this extreme rhetoric, and then he went down and checked it out, talked to the masjid, and he's like, hey, this is not what people are saying it is or making it out to be. And then apparently an agitator from Florida, this guy Lent or someone, whoever it was, this right-wing guy, comes there and he's stirring up trouble while they're doing that walk for peace, and then ends up being the guy is a Jewish guy, but he's like pretending to be Christian. Like
That's
they have
weird.
pictures of him going to the Western Wall, admitting his sister was like an IDF soldier. And just
What's this guy's name?
just look up Lent, Lent.
Yeah.
Dearborn.
Okay.
Mr. Lent.
Let me see.
Is it Lent or Lent?
Oh, Jake Lang.
Lang. There you go.
Jake
Yeah. And just put like just Jake Lang, like Israeli or like Jew. It's like, it's just hilarious because he was the one egging things on. That he was the one saying, we don't want you here, white people here. We don't want this.
Yeah. Oh, here's a picture of
Yeah,
him
that's
at
Jake Lang.
at the wall.
So maybe you can play his clip that he played while he was in the Dearborn like Chamber of or whatever it was, like the Village Hall, whatever. If you can find it.
Yeah.
And it's funny because he's talking like he's an American guy. His forefathers, we built this nation, and he's really acting like we want Jesus Christ, whatever. He's like Christ is king, right? But he's really like he's a Jew.
You're a cuckold, Anthony.
Is this
You're
guy?
a fucking.
Is this the guy?
No, that guy is this guy. With the beard is the one who was running for office to be governor, and that Lang guy came and hijacked his movement. He was trying to use him to say, "Oh, there's Sharia law in Dearborn," and so this guy coming
Is this
down.
the march? Is this the march you're talking about?
Well, yeah. So that's him right there. That's laying on the left, on the left right there.
Okay.
Right, but the freedom movement here to walk. This was just like it was supposed to be like this America Unity Walk, right? Meaning that we're Americans. And so these are.
I was punched harder by Capitol Police Officer lady, so it's okay.
Yeah, so he goes to the village hall, and maybe you can find that speech of his where he actually is addressing. He has all this huge rhetoric, like, "Oh, Christ is king, and this and that. We don't want you here. Get the hell out of here. This is not your country. Go back to where you come from." Blah blah blah, whatever. But it ends up being that this guy.
Community is looking to
Yeah. It's offensive, by the way, guys.
They're looking to oppress women, oppress homosexuals. They're looking to destroy everything that makes America great. President Trump, send ICE into Dearborn. These people have overstayed their visas. They're H-1B chain migration invaders, and they have come to this country to destroy our way of life. We know exactly your laws in your book about lying to our faces, pretending to be Americans, wearing your suits. But that doesn't happen anywhere else where you guys are in charge. There are 53 Muslim majority countries, and in all of them, it is tyranny, destruction, it is shithole living. We have to call it what it is. You guys don't live like we do. We don't want you in our country. We will come and eat your shawarma in Somalia, okay? We don't need it here in Michigan. We don't need it in any part of America. We have a right to self-determination. Our founding fathers fought and died for our posterity, for white Americans. Amen. And we're being driven out. You come here and you marry 4 or 5 women and you outbreed us. You change the laws. You make all of our country look like the places that you fled from. We don't want you here. Respectfully, get the fuck out of my country. I don't want you here. Get out of here. I don't want you here. I don't want you here. This is our country. And the people, the veterans, the World War II veterans, that's blood has soaked for our constitutional republic, are taking a look around Europe. They're taking a look around America, and they're saying, what the hell did we fight for? We have been taken over without a single shot fired. You guys are outbreeding insidious parasites on the American way of life. You will never look like us. You will never eat like us. You won't build buildings like us. You are nothing. You can build nothing. Just like President Trump's great American friends have said. You guys are not us, and get the fuck out. America first. America only. God bless America. Jesus is king. Jesus is king. Jesus is king. Jesus is king. Jesus is king.
But he's a Jew.
Rocketeer. All he wants is a problem.
Jesus is king. Let me grab my.
So this guy teamed up with this other guy named who no, didn't team up. There's this other guy who's running for governor in Michigan, okay? And because of this guy's rhetoric all the way in Florida somewhere, he's like, oh, Dearborn is Sharia. So everyone in Michigan is now, all these right-wing patriots are like, what the hell is going on in Michigan? We're going to go down and check it out. So they come down to Michigan and like, hey, the governor who's running, who is speaking this rhetoric, this is America, we're not going to allow this, tolerate this. He meets the Muslim community in Dearborn, and he's like, these guys are just regular Americans. Like, they don't, I was in the mosque, they were very nice, like, I retract what I was saying. And then we're just going to have a walk of unity. You know, bikers will come, we'll just, you know, just show our American pride here, whatever, and walk and unify with everybody. If you love America, we're with you, whatever, right? And obviously the Dearborn community, the Arabs and Muslims there, they don't mind it, right? They're like, whatever, great. I mean, we like America too. We live in America. But in the midst of that, this guy comes to agitate the walk again, and he does it all this. And so now he's trying to incite it. And the governor, that guy who's running for governor, is like, I don't even know this kid. Like, he's not even from Michigan at all. Like, he's from a different state. It ends up being that people started doing more research. They found pictures of him, like, at the Western Wall, you know, saying he's Jewish. His sister was fighting in the IDF. Like, and here he is screaming, Jesus is king. Just
Man.
total, like, psyop, like, just
Psyop
utter
charlatans.
trash. That, and this is the stuff, like the Laura Loomer stuff that makes, like, you know, the headlines. Like, I mean, this is the Twitter feed trash.
You know, it just makes me laugh because these guys, they talk about like, oh, you don't build stuff, you don't invent stuff. Like, bleep. I wanted to swear just now, but what the hell have you invented?
Yeah.
Like, you're a moron. Your whole resume is filled with nothing. You have done nothing in your life. You're hanging off the coattails of other brilliant men who have,
regardless of race. Like,
of all Americans.
Yeah.
You're saying you.
Like what? Did you make Google, Apple, Microsoft, Oracle? Like, what did you do?
What did you do? You don't. None of these guys, these America First morons, are ever have invented anything. Like, you're literally hanging off other people's coattails. And this rings true with all nationalists. All across the board, from whichever country, they talk about their pride in their culture and stuff, or what they've invented, what their accomplishments are. Bro, you didn't do anything though.
Like, even that guy.
What did you do as an individual? You didn't do anything.
Yeah, like even that guy.
You're a moron. You're a professional moron.
Right.
You have not done anything to contribute
Zero
to society.
accomplishments.
Your existence is meaningless to the universe. Now forget anything. Like, you did not move you didn't change the trajectory of time even in the slightest. If you died tomorrow, no one would give a crap.
We'd be indifferent to it.
You're
like
so,
nothing. Oh, whatever.
No one remembers you.
It's like that same guy we had in the show years ago. That guy Edward Dutton. That's for all Europe, but he hasn't. He's a nobody in the grand scheme of things. He has no like academic credentials. He's not. He's discredited by academia.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a real following. He literally gets paid by universities to sit there and make books and be a professor.
He got fired from there.
Yeah,
too.
exactly. So I'm saying he doesn't really do anything that benefits society, but yet he's touting the accomplishments of people that look like him.
Yeah, that's
just because you look like someone doesn't mean that you inherit their virtues.
It's the funniest thing in the world.
Yeah.
But I'm just wondering how many other people out there like this. Like this guy who's saying Christ is
no,
king.
there are people.
He's
there are
actually
people
not
like
Christian.
this. No, there are
That's what I'm saying. There's so many people that get some clout.
So what?
No, I mean, I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying it's crazy how that happens. It reminds you of like these bots that people are trying to reply to on like X. It's not even a real human being, you know, because it's fake. And I think that people shouldn't worry because, like you said, these guys get discovered really quickly, and even if they don't get discovered, look, the truth is going to prevail.
No, I'm just listen. Despite all of this ramp up of anti-immigrant, anti-Muslim, Zoran Mamdani became the governor. The mayor of the most important city in America. New York City is more important than Washington D.C. Economically, historically.
So much so that Trump had to invite him to the White House.
And then not only invite him, but fell in love with Mamdani.
Yeah. Started singing his praises.
Yeah. I would love to live in New York under Mamdani. Yeah. All this stuff, right? And the right wing thought Trump was gonna, admonish Mamdani and put him in his place and make him. And here he is. He allowed Mamdani to call him a fascist in the White House.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Right? And so my point being is that despite all of their plans, none of it is coming to fruition.
Yeah.
Every time they've attempted, they try to get in Mamdani. New York is in the Sharia, nothing's happening. They try to do Dearborn, nothing happening. They're going to do Somalia, nothing is going to happen in Minnesota. Nothing is going to happen at all. Zero, zilch.
Yeah.
All right. And if you know what the biggest thing, the funny part is, they're so worried about like migrants and chain migration and Muslim. We don't make up not even 1% of this country. All right, and we're on your mind 24/7, rent free. But you have hundreds of thousands of Chinese and Indians every year in this country, and China is your sworn enemy.
Yeah.
Your sworn enemy.
Great point.
And you have hundreds of thousands. And what's the justification? Well, Trump says we make money from them when they come to our education. Yeah. They become part of here. Yeah, but so does everybody else. That's the exact same argument that people use for other nations. Yeah. They also become educated. They also go to schools and pay fees and pay taxes and become businessmen and become CEOs and parts of corporations. They do that too. This notion is just simply a deflection away from the real issue at hand. No, it all started with Doge just utterly breaking down. Doge didn't find these trillions of dollars we were talking about they were going to scale back on. Epstein files are obviously being hidden because it's going to it's going to implicate a lot of different people, Democrats and Republicans and independents, a whole lot of people. Ukraine is falling apart. Russia is gaining more ground. NATO is falling apart. Europe distrusts America. The whole Israel plan to take over Gaza and all this stuff and wipe out the Palestinians failed, right? I mean, stopping Mamdani from becoming elected, the billionaires who basically campaigned and funded a coordinated effort against Mamdani failed, right? The same thing now is going to happen with Minneapolis, right? Even ICE, people are not embracing ICE.
Dude, that was a great summary of the last year, what he just said right now.
Yeah.
We should just end it right there.
No,
that was a good summary of everything in the past year.
One of the listeners wants, I don't know if you know, there's some big debate between, or big fracture that's between Sam Shimon and David Wood or whatever. Do you know anything about this?
Well, I don't know about it. I don't really follow them, but I know that Sam Shimon and David Wood have always had a disdain for each other. It all started with the ABN, the American Bible Network, and like they differ over certain things. They're both hot-headed cannons, right? And so
did you hear about that thing with David Wood where he admitted that he was a pedophile?
He not only a pedophile, but he
beat his dad to death.
No. That's something different. That's what he went to jail for, because he's a self-professed psychopath. But no, this is where he not only admits to pedophilia, but he admits to also like raping them, graping them, right? And then forcefully doing it, like sexually SA.
Oh, I hate seeing this A-post.
Hey,
bro.
So before I went to prison, before I went to jail. So I was in jail and then I got out. While I was out on bond, before I went back to jail and then went to prison. Dalwa guys, here's your stuff. The last two girls I had with before I went to jail. One,
dude,
what?
It was his turn to stop him.
I know.
One was 13 and one was 15. One was 13 and one was 15. She had big boobs and wide hips, but she was 13.
Pause.
I did not care.
Pause. Look at Apus just laughing at this. Like he's smiling. Like a normal person would be like, what the frick is wrong with you?
Yeah.
But he's sitting there like, anyways. But the point is that, yes.
Hey, let's finish that.
I want to see what happens. I hate that.
Nothing. He's just going to.
I would not. I didn't care back then. So here I am, because in the minds of the Dalwa guys, if you ever did anything, you can never condemn it because you did it once, and you can never take the opposite side. So it's a 13-year-old girl. Now she flung herself at me, so I guess I can defend it. The 15-year-old girl, to be fair, she told me she was 17, but it wouldn't. I eventually knew she was 15. I still didn't care. That girl, I had.
What's that rope hanging there? Sorry.
But that girl, do you know what that would be in court? Do you know what that would be in court, guys? Sam, I'm trying to let you know, dude. What are you scared of? People finding out the truth? Who cares? If you want to condemn me for it, condemn me.
So look at Apus just laughing this.
He's giving him a rope like you're committing suicided.
I know.
Oh, that's what that rope is.
Yeah, he's like you're committing suicide by what you're saying. Your career's over.
But listen, so just to answer the question, I haven't been keeping up with it, but in my opinion, I think Allah has disgraced these people so much already that, I mean, the Sam Shimon guy, his wife took off and cheated on him and married some other guy. He calls the mother of his children Jezebels, and now he's reduced to living in some motel. He's just embarrassed, right? I mean, these people are the trash and low of the low. Listen, their entire. Here's the difference, and I'll tell you something. The Muslim people that make dawah, their existence isn't their. I guess their dawah isn't contingent on just bashing Christianity. The objective is to spread Islam.
Yeah.
Their objective is, for example, if dawah guys were to stop debating Christianity, there would still be plenty of dawah for them to do. Right? And they would continue on in their mission. If these guys were to stop insulting and trying to attack Islam, there would be no more ministry left for them. They don't call to people to Jesus.
That's true.
They don't say, hey, all they're hell bent on is trying to make someone just leave Islam.
Yeah, that's true. That's
And the fact that Apus, who's sitting next to David Wood, an atheist and a Christian are talking about Muslims 24/7. Yeah. If that's not telling enough, I don't know what it is. So their mission is not to say, come to Jesus, come to a better way of life, come to this. No. Their mission is to say, oh, that person left Islam.
Yeah.
And there's no care about whether it's good or bad for them.
Yeah.
It's just that my disdain for Islam has become a moneymaker for me.
Yeah.
Right? And so I don't have much to say on that. And I would really say that to people who, I don't want to make it a different rant, but I really am being put off by what I call dawatainment.
Yeah, it's just become like algorithm farming. Anything and everything that is engaging listeners, you're just trying to, like, I don't know if you're following this whole Ali Dawa thing that's happening, where all these girls he accused all these girls of slipping into his DMs, and they're like, no, he slipped into our DMs. It's going back and forth, or I don't know who's right. I'm not blaming anyone, but I'm just saying it's become a circus.
Yes, and my point is that
and it's across the board like that. It's like all over, like dude, like now if someone like says that they're a listener of any of these guys, like I'm like, what's your IQ like? Like I judge you in terms of your intelligence. Like you follow like this. This is like, this is not even like learning Islam. You're just you're watching some kind of some kind of cartoon version of Islam.
I will say something like so if you actually watch them, like it depends if you're like a fanboy or fangirl or something else. If you really think like I think the cream of the crop is like Muslim Lantern. This guy, he's freaking awesome.
No, I'm not talking about that.
No. I'm just saying Muslim Lantern. But these guys like Ali Dawa, and the other guys that are kind of at his level, you can still learn a lot because their debates that they actually have some really good legitimate debates with like Christians and even with
they
like
used to, yeah.
No. What I'm saying is that they're knowledgeable. There's material, but what I'm saying is that I feel that there's Dawa and there's Dawatainment. Meaning some people are just tuning in to watch these things because it's entertaining.
I see what you're saying.
It's not that, there's an actual serious discussion happening, an exchange of ideas in which one person is going to genuinely understand the other person and then come to a truth. It's more so that my team won, your team lost, right? Or even if you're the Muslim side, we know people are not perfect. They may do some imperfect things, but to the point of, because you're so involved in that team and you're so attached to it because of this entertainment, you're going to defend it.
I see what you're saying.
It's not Dawa anymore. It's more like Dawatainment.
What about, so do you think that people, I think anybody who goes to Preacher's Corner then falls into that trap, right?
Not everybody. I'm thinking that there are people who go there and they just do their thing and they leave, right? There are people but then there's people who film for 8-9 hours and they chop it up and they take sensational clips and they put it out there, right? I'm not saying it's bad or good. I'm just saying it's not something that I watch anymore. I think it has its purpose.
Yeah.
It appeals to certain type of people, but to me, it's like, this is not anything beneficial to me. Like if someone is going to be ignorant enough to just simply repeat parrot arguments like, oh, there's a hole in the Islamic narrative or the Quran or Aisha or this, then I don't. It's a debate that I don't even want to hear anymore.
Yeah.
Because it's just it's irrelevant.
Yeah, I think so. Because the thing is, you've been in this game for a long time. I think ever since YouTube came out. But I think a lot of times people they're concerned about how to prove the validity of the Quran, and sometimes, unfortunately, they think they can do that by starting off with holes in the Bible, and that's another thing. But I think a lot of people, like in the beginning stage, they do a lot of learning, in the sense of understanding like how to debate with people, how to understand the Bible properly, and this and that. But I would tell anybody, if you're really, really curious about like learning how to debate, but also like in a very civil, academic manner, Muslim Lantern. This guy's like, he's the best of, I think, of all worlds as of right now.
Muslim Lantern, and then there's another guy named Orthodox Muslim.
I'm gonna check out Orthodox. I don't think I've checked them out yet.
Yeah, very good, Libyan
Yeah.
brother.
Like for instance, my son, he loves like Muslim land.
Yeah, but this guy, I mean, it's more down him, but I mean, he knows about. But here's what
I think like Paul does good stuff on blogging theology.
Of course. Blogging theology is phenomenal.
That other, he's not a Muslim, but Let's Talk Religion.
Let's Talk Religion.
That guy, he does a really good job.
Yeah. So here's my thing, right? I think we need to really differentiate polemics and being a polemicist in Islam, like for the Muslim side. You don't need to pick apart the Bible.
That's true.
And my suggestion would be to leave the Bible alone altogether. If and the reason why I say that is this. Allah has made it that a human nature knows that when they read something, whether it's true or it's untrue.
Yeah.
And Allah will open their hearts to something which will guide them or misguide them. Right? But if you reverse, part of being a da'i is also understanding your audience. The same way Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam understood his audience.
Yeah.
Right? If I came to a Muslim today, let's say a missionary came to you today and were to say, oh, the Quran is trash. Look at this. Oh my God, look how many holes. It's inaccurate, incorrect, right? Your immediate response is going to be, this guy's just a hater. Right? So the alternative is that I think the best approach for da'wah is to let the Quran speak for itself.
That's very true.
Let the Quran speak for itself. You may not, we make the mistake of thinking that we need to present something the way that we think that they need to hear it. But as a Muslim, you should realize first and foremost that Allah is presenting this material the way He sees fit. And what you may not think is an important verse to you, it may be something that changes the world for somebody else.
You're right. That's very true.
Because Allah knows the creation that He
Allah
created.
suffice for them. You're right. Allah's kalam is suffice.
And even like a simple thing, like for example, we had John Fontaine, on the show. Simple verses in the Mu'awwidhatayn that we recite all the time. We probably think it has no impact on anybody else who's non-Muslim. What do they understand about this?
Yeah.
All right? But those verses, based on his life experience, what he sees, made him realize that this is the truth.
Yeah, subhanAllah. You're right. Very true.
And these are just simple verses. There's no, I mean, I know there's tafsir, but generally speaking, most da'is or most scholars, they don't make a large explanation of these verses.
Yeah, you don't need to, yeah.
Right? They're pretty self-explanatory, right? And they have a purpose, right? Because we assign them to a purpose, like, azkar and ruqya and protecting yourself, right? But again, it's an example of Allah knows His creation more than you.
Yeah. I think people, they really think that the mission is much bigger than they think that they have to know the books of the people they're talking to inside and out to be a good da'i. And that's not true.
And this is the hard truth they need to realize.
Yeah.
Proving the Bible false does not prove the Quran true to somebody else.
You're right. Very true. I agree 100%.
Right? It's only half job.
Yeah.
You don't want to make someone doubt their religion and then leave them with nothing.
Yeah.
The attempt is let the Quran make them doubt themselves.
Yeah, very true.
Let the Quran create that insecurity in themselves.
Yeah. That's actually really true. You see, like, people that are like, why did you convert? I was reading through the Quran. It just, I felt like Allah was speaking to me. That's it.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Yeah. That's my advice. So I'm not saying don't listen to those guys, whatever, but I'm saying me personally, I don't like this form of that much anymore. Like, I think it has a time and place. Like, I know the Bible very well to do that, but I think it has to be done on an individual level where we're being genuine with each other. Like, I'm saying, hey, I'm asking them a question saying, well, what about this and this theology? Like, what does that mean?
That's right. I get the entertainment part based on that now.
So if you're just doing it to score points and say, aha, look how stupid Christianity is, right? It doesn't work. Yeah, it would never work. I mean, if it did to the Muslims, it's not intellectually honest. In real honest debate, in the rules of debate, right? There's an idea that the debaters should be charitable to each other's argument, meaning that you should try to understand the argument from how somebody else would. Like, if a Christian is saying, oh, the whole, the Trinity, right? Of course, I can bash it and say, oh, how paganism, man, God, this and that, right? But if I want to really approach it from their logic, I will say, okay, well, they are manifesting. They're saying that these are, and it's all one. They're saying they're understanding this as the sifat or the expressions of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? And this is how they approach it. But they see themselves as monotheists. So I should treat him as one, meaning that I should approach his argument as one, right? Well, explain to me how does monotheism fit if this is the case?
Yeah.
Explain to me, like, I mean,
You're right. It sounds more honest. Yeah.
Right. So you're trying to understand, and you're approaching it from the same understanding he is, from the same light he is. If I approach it and say he's a pagan, and he's saying I'm a monotheist, we're never going to have a common ground to try to come into.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Well, Allah tells us to
and
come
Allah
find a
tells you
common
to come
ground.
to a common ground.
Yeah.
Rabbuna wa rabbukum wahid. Right. We have this common understanding. Right. We differ over the explanation of Allah.
Yeah.
Right. We believe in Jesus, but we differ over his story.
Yeah.
But the same Jesus.
Yeah.
Right. The same Mary, the same Moses, the same Abraham, the same Ismail, alayhim salam. Right. But the same thing, the same Allah, but we differ over what his asma and sifa, what his sifa are, what his names and attributes are, how it is, what it means to be Allah. Right? We differ over this. Right? We differ over, and so this is what I'm saying. If you're truly charitable, these arguments take time.
Yeah.
Right? Because you have to genuinely try to understand his point. He has to be able to listen to you and understand your point, and then you're going to try to come and let us agree to a common word.
Yeah. And I would just like to say, I would say the clip of the year is when I heard that a Nigerian brother in Preacher's Corner, talking to that guy. He's like, Jesus know everything. God know everything. He's like, yeah. He's like, what do they talk about? What are they going to talk about?
Yeah, that was
That's
great.
it. Mic drop. That was the best clip I've seen all year, bro.
Yeah, that was and his
That
accent
was brilliant.
His accent
was
10x'd it,
yeah,
bro.
Yeah. What are they going to talk about? That was the best clip of the year, bro.
Yeah.
Honestly.
All right, brothers and sisters, we're going to wrap up the show. Thank you all for listening. This was just going to be a quick show, just to get the wheels back rolling, and we send us your advice. Well, what do you think we should talk about on the next show? I know we're kind of like winding out of Gaza mode post. I don't know what direction this whole thing goes into, but for the past 2 years, that was kind of our thing for
And
a
we gotta
long
keep
time.
it alive,
where,
though,
yeah,
because they're waiting on people getting exhausted, not talking about it anymore.
Yeah.
While things are crazy reports are coming out of like 80% of the households now, or 80% of families now in Gaza are run by women now.
Oh, wait, hold on. Just I don't know if this is positive or not, but did you hear that guy Yasser Abu Shabab was killed?
Oh yeah,
The collaborator, the Kha'in, who was being used by Israel to extort and steal aid and thuggery. Like he was the equivalent of the Shabiha in Syria.
Yeah.
Right? And Israel, like they typically do, propped up a opposition.
Yeah.
And justice was served.
Yeah. So this guy, he actually got out of prison during the evacuation time when Israel was initially began bombing. So they had to evacuate all the prisons. So this guy had a lot of. I think he was in jail for corruption.
Drug
sales. Drugs.
Yeah.
Drugs. He it was a narcotic distribution, stuff like that. So in order for him to make sure that he's free, that he ends up siding with. Remember how we were talking about this in one of the shows last year? It was many months ago. We were talking about how there are people from Gaza who are collaborating with the Israelis, and that's why they have to keep the phones on. Yeah, like there's reasons why they don't shut off every single device because of these type of people.
It happens everywhere.
Yeah. So it's crazy. No matter how brutal, no matter how clear your enemy is, there's going to be someone from within seeking to destroy you because they want power. Because they in this case, he just wanted to be free.
Yeah.
It was so. It's wild because is there something that you could do in hindsight's 2020, but could they have done some kind of like general amnesty on these people? Like, hey, just make sure you don't collaborate with the Israelis, and you're free. You know, you'll be forgiven. Is it like you want to think about like how to prevent collaborators, right, within any kind of movement, because that's
you mean kind of like what Shara'a did with the opposition. He said, if you lay down your weapons, we're gonna make the muhasaba, and then you go,
because ultimately you need to keep the country together.
Well,
right?
you want to stop the bloodshed, right? Because if you start doing that, then there's retaliation.
Yeah,
it doesn't stop, right? And the Muslims have to show mercy between each other. Now, I'm not saying they should be naive about it, right? I mean, there are clearly inside operatives who are never going to change, and they need to be made examples of, right? But there are people who fall into sin. They fall into, maybe even out of poverty, and all of that.
Hey.
Sorry.
It's okay. You were just saying, hey.
I had that David.
I know. Hey.
Oh yeah. So I mean, people do, and this kind of reminds me of who is that? Abdullah bin Salul, where he didn't have family in Mecca and protection, and the Rasul he understood that this was something that compelled him to out of fear. He said, you know what? Okay, even the Sahaba were livid with this. So there has to be some. And to be honest, guys, like, I don't know what the answer is, but being in a position of power, Allah musta'an, like, it's hard, it's difficult. The decisions you have to make, that they're so vital that you could set off another war, or you could do this, or you could do that.
It's so delicate.
I thank Allah that I'm not in a position where I have to answer for those things.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. All right, brothers and sisters. We'll talk to you all next time. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
I want their leader brought here. I want him brought to me. I want the revolution crushed.